The Oklahoma Department of Transportation is making public transit a new focus in big and small towns. ONR's Jason Dola reports it will take a collaborative effort to address the needs around the state.
You can always count on a warm bus in the winter.
11 years ago, Stephen Morrow decided to make a change and began taking the bus from the downtown Oklahoma City area to his work in southwest Oklahoma City.
And one day I just decided I am really tired of driving to work and figured out a way to use my bicycle and the bus to get down to my work.
The Oklahoma City Community College professor has seen a lot of changes to transit over the years.
Wi-Fi was a nice change, and different philosophy I've noticed embark on their timetables to get those tighter.
More changes are coming, and not just in Oklahoma City. For the first time ever, the Oklahoma Department of Transportation will produce a statewide public transit plan that will be completed and released by July 1st.
Transit is becoming increasingly important in the state of Oklahoma, and it's something the department is really focused on right now with the stand-up of our new Office of Mobility and Public Transit.
That office was created by the legislature last year. Transportation Secretary Tim Gatz says because there are diverse needs, it will be vital to get everyone's input.
That transit plan is our outreach effort to the public and to transit providers across the state to try to get feedback from them as we begin to shape the component pieces of what goes into that plan.
Oklahoma City's public transit system began with just 18 buses in 1966. Now called Embark, it's used by thousands of people every year.
Actually, with our bus system alone, we provide over 3 million trips annually. And those are trips for people that are getting to work, getting to school, and getting to medical appointments. And we know that because we do surveys every year. And our customers tell us, 45% in fact, during our last survey, said they're using our service to get to work.
One of the important changes coming to public transit in central Oklahoma is connecting service between Oklahoma City and 5 neighboring cities. An agreement was reached to create the Regional Transit Authority consisting of Norman, Moore, Edmond, Midwest City, Del City, and of course, Oklahoma City.
And so the Regional Transit Authority is doing some incredible work on that front and trying to coordinate those cities, look long-term, what makes sense in terms of transit, different modes, different levels of service to make all those connections possible. You couple that with what the state's doing with the public transit policy plan, and there's just a lot of momentum for transit right now, I think, within our state and within our communities.
Just east of the metro, the city of Shawnee is looking to expand its service. It currently has an on-demand transit system,
which means that you have to call in and schedule your appointment ride. We only have operation hours Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, so it can be very limiting for people to get to where they need to go.
Shawnee is conducting its own transit study, inviting input from stakeholders who would benefit from a regular route.
So we're really trying to have a regular route system as we're starting to grow and we see the I-40 expansion. We really want to have an offering that gets people where they need to go.
Despite the limited hours, Shawnee's transit system, the Central Oklahoma Transit System, or COTS, is seeing increased demand. Last year, approximately 20,000 users made 42,000 trips.
And we're speaking with several of the tribal nations around Shawnee that already have their own services in place. And we've also been in talk with Embark and with COTS and a lot of local organizations that are either regional employers or educational systems that would be high density users of our system.
The city will engage with strategic partners to create both public and private funding to build a system that's designed to grow.
Over time, we would be able to add to this and have more services, more stops, and more frequent routes.
But what works for Oklahoma City might not fit Shawnee's needs.
So we're still in really early talks. As a small community of 33,000, I would say we have different struggles than the OKC Metro, but we're very excited to talk to all potential partners.
That's where ODOT's Office of Mobility and Public Transit can play a role, because increasing connectivity between urban and rural areas is a key component of a true statewide plan.
We just need to have a clearer understanding of how all of those pieces fit together for Oklahoma's transit future.
In the meantime, our friendly transit user Stephen Morrow is encouraging others to try it for themselves.
It just opens up your consciousness to the people around you, and makes you feel a little bit better with your carbon footprint and the extra reading and thinking time.
Jason Doyle, the Oklahoma News Report.
Again, ODOT will hold a series of public meetings in communities in the coming months to seek input on what public transit services are most in demand.